On this week's show, we go behind the scenes at Winterfest, tag along with visiting cellist Okorie Johnson, and talk to enthusiastic fans of the annual Lawrenceville-Princeton Day School Hockey Showdown. Lawrenceville's 10-minute newscast begins right now.
From the studios inside the Lawrenceville School's historic Pop Hall, this is L10 with Aidan Duffy.
Hello and welcome to this week's show. On Tuesday, Lawrenceville's mock trial team won the Mercer County Championship. The victory qualifies the team for the regional championship to be held on February 7th at the State Constitutional Law Center in New Brunswick. Big Red Robotics finished third in the first Tech Challenge Frozen Frenzy qualifier, designing, building, and programming their robots to compete in an alliance format against 30 teams from New Jersey and Pennsylvania. The team won all 5 of its matches. For the first time ever, the Lawrenceville girls indoor track and field team captured a Mercer County title. Truly a team effort, Lawrenceville scored in 11 of 13 contested events, winning the meet 89-71 and defeating teams from 12 other high schools. At school meeting this Thursday, the Disciples delivered another fantastic performance. Inviting students closer to the KC stage, the band covered Nirvana and The Killers. Every year, Lawrenceville's student-directed series of plays, Winterfest, gives students an opportunity to hone their directing skills.
Tilt your side up a little bit, yeah.
I wrote my play in late September, early October, around the weeks surrounding, the weeks sort of leading up to and directly following the Kavanaugh hearing. And yeah, I was just sort of inspired by everything that we were seeing in the media going on in this trial. I think that I'm personally, with my art, inspired a lot by what I see around me. So that was a big factor in that, just absorbing all the news and everything on TV and on the radio and things, and then putting that into words.
And just take your time. Just slow, because you can do it when you slow down. So just take your time.
So my play is called Check Please Take Two, and it's the sequel to a play that was actually done here 2 years ago, but you don't need to really know the story from the first one to understand it. But it's these 2 people who had been dating before, and they're played by Nick Winkler and Addie Brown, and they break up. And then they go on all these dates and kind of re-enter the dating world, and their dates are kind of all hilarious and crazy, and yes, that's kind of the comedy aspect of it, and it's just a really fun play with a lot of fun character development, so I really enjoy it.
When you get up, when you get up, you can like go like, oh, who said that?
I would say after my Winterfest experience last year, I wanted to try something new. I love acting, that's my first passion, but directing was just something that sort of scared me to an extent. It was a challenge that I really didn't understand, and honestly, I still don't. It's still a learning process and a learning curve, and I'm still learning stuff going into the producer's run, and I'm going to learn a lot more next week during the Tech Week. So, and from more productions after that, we'll, you know, it's always a learning experience. If the moment I stop learning in any aspect of this, then I know I've done something wrong.
6, 5, 4, 1. What's going on?
Last Thursday, Lawrenceville was visited by professional cellist Okorie Johnson. Under the stage name OkCello, he has performed with many singers, orchestras, and string ensembles. We sat down with Mr. Johnson and discovered how his love of musical storytelling led to his exploration of musical styles.
I'm Tasan, and I'm a 4th former. I've played the cello since 6th grade. This past Thursday, Okorie Johnson, a contemporary cellist, visited and performed at school meeting. He finished his day with the masterclass. I demoed a piece that I created on cello for him to critique it, and he then talked a bit about how he performs. As he packed up his equipment at the end of the class, I got a chance to ask him a few questions.
You like to tell stories with your music?
Yes.
Like, what inspired you to kind of to start doing that, I guess?
What inspired me to start doing that? Well, there was this one melody that had been in my head for like a long time. And then when I actually sat down to put it on my instrument, I was like, oh my God, this is a man proposing to a woman. And I was so proud of myself for hearing that, and I worked it out. All of a sudden, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I just told a story. I think music is language and language is music. And I think we're probably all the time telling stories. I just wanted to be really intentional about the stories that were personal and important to me.
Do you ever consider like writing like traditional classical music?
That's a complicated thing, right? The short answer is no. And I'm going to start with I love classical music. However, I think that art is kind of like a time capsule. And so these pieces that we played that are hundreds of years old, when we play them, we also breathe life into the perspectives, the values, the judgments, the biases, and in many instances, the limitations that those pieces have, in spite of the fact that they have enduring beauty. There's some complications with that, right? I mean, there's some complications just along gender and sexuality. There are some clear complications along race and ethnicity. And I'm not saying that the pieces to some degree don't transcend them, but I think at the same time, you can't separate them, right? I think this is the greatest time for me to be alive as an African-American man who is creative. But I don't know that I would specifically write for a particular genre that isn't honestly invested in the now of who I am. And I've sadly put the cello down like easily 5 or 6 times in my life because it wasn't practical or make money. But I was like, oh my gosh, this is the only thing I've been doing since I was 6 years old. It's the only thing that's been this close to me. I have all kinds of memories and experiences because of this instrument. And I think I need to stop ignoring it. I think I should probably pay attention to it. And I did, and it really started to change my life quite a bit.
Finally tonight, we take you to Hobie Baker Rink at Princeton University for the annual Lawrenceville-Princeton Day School boys varsity ice hockey matchup. The game lived up to the hype, coming down to the final minutes when Big Red held off PDS to secure a 5-4 victory. Fans of both teams shared their reactions to the rivalry showdown.
All right, I'm here at Hobie Baker Arena for the PDS Lawrenceville ice hockey game. Not quite sure what else to do, so I guess we'll just interview some PDS fans, possibly some players, see how it goes. I'm here with Tommy and Philip from the PDS side. All right, so guys, all right, so what's the best part of the PDS fan section?
We're loud and we're angry. We're loud and we're angry.
All right.
Tom's the best part of the PDS fan section.
Word has it that our team has actually gotten significantly better in the off-season while yours has kind of stayed the same, which is not bad, but how do you react to it?
Well, I mean, you guys scored 3 goals at the beginning, and I almost agreed with you, but then we came back, scored 2, and now we're right back in it, so PDS all the way, baby.
I was a little bit nervous going into the game. You know, my brother goes to Lawrenceville, and he's told me you guys are really good. Hunter Allen, shout out.
Shout out. That's nice. All right, so 4-3 game right now. Do you guys think you're going to come back? How do you think it's going to go?
I think it's likely we're going to come back. We have a strong team. We came back before. We can do it again, I believe.
Bro, I'm wondering how much we're going to win by right now. 2 goals? 3 goals? We got time to put up some shots, bro.
Well, I had a lot of hope in the beginning, but I'm kind of losing hope. I still think we're going to win.
I think we're hopeful. I think we're going to pull it out. I think.
What do you have to say to people who have gone from Lawrenceville to PDS? Who've gone from PDS to Lawrenceville. There have been countless. What do you have to say to those people?
PDS wasn't a great fit for them.
It's not you, we hate you. Yep, that's it. Matt, I know you 13 years, you're a traitor.
I'm sorry for the loss, man. My condolences.
What if we win? It's going to be pretty awkward because this will go out after the game. How's the game been like for you so far? What's the experience been like?
It's a great atmosphere here, and I'm glad we're able to go over this rink. The crowd has been tremendous. It's been as loud as I've ever heard at any of our games, so I think that it's been great for the team.
That is our show for this Friday, February 1st, 2019. From all of us here at L10, thank you for watching, and good night.